Alright everybody, welcome back to the last installment of how we arranged for solo guitar for Willy Wonka's Pure Imagination. So in all the previous parts, we've kind of put each kind of part together, and now we're going to put this all together in the final steps. So if you haven't seen any of the other videos before, definitely make sure that you check those out before this, because then it'll make more sense. Anyway, so we left off kind of on the midway through the bridge section here. So now our next section here is right where the lyrics say, you know, want to change the world, there's nothing to it. This is an interesting part here because one of the most challenging parts about the guitar is because we only have 6 strings, when the melody notes are in a lower bass register, such as this line right here, D, E flat, E natural, F, that kind of has a little bit of a hard thing to deal with because we don't have many more notes to make the chords with. So we can either do a couple things here. This can be an instance where we leave out the chords and we just play that line. And that's kind of an iconic little line to the actual song, right? Or we can take this up an octave so that we can build our chords. So we could take this all the way up here. Or we could take it even maybe middle octave range. We could take it, which could be done. We could do that. Let's see here. I might like that because then we have a little harmony there. So what I'm going to do there, and instead of just playing this in this octave here, I'm going to play this up here in an octave higher. So I'm going to go, and I can play this all over my B7 chord. So regular B7 bar chord, first fret, A7 looking shape, and I'm going to walk up this. So this will take care of my D. I'm going to have to slide this up a half step to get my E flat. My first finger will take care of the bar for the E. We're going to have the open E in between that. If you want, you could slide up your 4th finger another one, but I want to try to keep the harmony down as long as I can. So that's what we'd have up to that point. So let me take it back a little bit here. So and now we're going to be into this entirely new kind of outro section here. So this is a really good kind of transition point to just keep in mind. Again, the biggest thing about solo arranging is really understanding your chords and how you can manipulate the notes around the chords that you already know, because all the melody notes generally are in the chords that you're playing. That's how good music is written, is you want to take the chord tones that you're having the harmonies with so that you're matching musical elements. So now the next part that we have here is we're going to have an E flat major 7 or an E flat major 7 with a sharped 11 chord. So that basically means we're going to have a like a sharped 11th, which will really be a B flat tone. So what we could do here is we could do this chord. It's a little bit uneasy sounding, right? But this is a sharped 11 chord that so happens to have the sharped 11th in the melody line. So basically it's like an E flat major 7 chord with these tones here and this root, but then we have to add in the sharped 11th. So what I'm doing here is a little bit of a stretch. The 2nd finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the, or 7th fret of the A on the A string, and then my 3rd finger is going to go to the 8th fret to get the D sharp there, and that is going to be here, our major 7th. And we're going to have our pinky going to be on the major 3rd, the 9th fret of the B, and then our first finger is going to go over to the 8th fret of, or the 6th fret of the high E. So that'll get our major sharp 11 in there. And then we're going to have that same thing that we did earlier. Now we need a B flat major 7 chord, and we need to get this in the melody note here. So what I'm thinking about doing is, like we did over here, in order to get that note up there, I'm going to do the same thing that we did for the A flat major 7 chord in the previous video. And we're going to put it here. So we're going to have this up to this point. And this is going to all repeat again, just like we did in the previous videos. And then we're going to go all the way up here. Now the next thing that we have to think about is over this B7 chord, we have the D here, we have a C here, and we have a C here. So we're going to have to kind of jump the octave here. So this is an instance where we're not going to play the full chord here. So I'm not going to worry about these top two strings because I need to get this as the melody note here, which I'm only playing the most important notes anyway. I'm playing the root, the fifth, the seventh, and the major third. That's all I really need. So that'll get my D. Then I need to get a high C. So I'm going to use my pinky. And then I need to get the lower octave C. So I'm going to jump back an octave and get that octave D. And then I need to get a D note again. So this is kind of all just dancing around the B7 harmony. So we're going to have B7. Now, there's our resolve for our E flat chord. So we need to think about how I can get this melody note for an E flat chord. Well, you could play just a regular old E flat chord like this. I don't really like that though because that's really like a power chord. That's just got the fifth and the root in there. So it really doesn't, it really to me doesn't feel resolved. We could do this chord, which is another version of an E flat chord, like based out of our G major chord shape. I don't like that either, because that sounds a little bit too muddy for me. So I'm going to think about how I can get this note in here, make a E flat major chord, but with an inversion. Check this out. Here we go. Bam, right there. So now I have the fifth and the bass, the major third, and the root. So this is what we would call second inversion. So this is with the fifth, the major third, and the root. And that will sound resolved, because you'll have the E flat up there, and you'll have all the notes that make up the chord. So you have... and you put it all together. Alright, so let's rewind and kind of put all the parts that we've worked together so that you can kind of see it all in context. Let me try that again, sorry. Sorry about the mistakes there, but anyway, you get the idea, right? So we're putting it all together now, all the parts from all the previous videos. And one of the biggest things is I want you to take these skills that you've learning from this types of lesson and start to apply it to all forms of different pop music. You can find all kinds of arrangements for solo guitar, but none of them are really all that great as far as I've come by, unless it's like from a really well-respected musician. And a lot of the times you have to pay for those too, and you can find so many lead sheets online for free for classic songs that just have the chords and the melody line, and sometimes it's kind of frustrating as a guitar player because it's like, oh, you can play the chords, but but then it's like, I want to hear the melody, right? I want to have it be a solo arrangement. So I want you to be able to take the skills that you've learned from this and start to apply it in any single song. And this is how I do a lot of my arranging for a lot of different music, because a lot of the times you'll just find music that has just the lead sheet and just the chords, and it's really up to you on how you want to make an arrangement for it. So let me play through it one more time. Nice and slow. Then this chord again. Alright, Hatt Clan fam, I hope you really liked the video, and I hope you really got a lot out of it. This is something that I really enjoy doing, and really I spent a lot of time working on different solo arrangements and stuff like that, so I really want to continue to do more video lessons like this and maybe kind of walk through my steps about how I arrange solo guitar so that you can take the same exact skills and start to apply them in your own playing. So if there are any songs that you're really dying to learn and to do it in a solo arrangement, please let me know. I'd love to learn new music and showcase it to you guys and help you along your musical journey. So I hope you really liked it, and let me know what you guys thought, and if you have other future suggestions, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.